More autoimmune research out there is just once again backing up that fasting, that thing that's been around for literally ever and that some people voluntarily do and other people involuntarily do. But what can it do? Well, it can help you out with autoimmune diseases. That's wonderful, fantastic news. The strongest evidence of the benefits of fasting surrounding the treatment of an autoimmune joint disease known as rheumatoid arthritis, as I detailed in my last video. Not my video, but this dude right here. He's got a nice write-up for it. That's wonderful. There's a German study suggesting benefits of osteoarthritis as well. The reported improvements in pain and joint function, but we'd really need randomized controlled studies before we know for sure. But yeah, no, at least just tip us off to what some of the research is finding. That'd be great. Women with a rare autoimmune disease known as mixed connective tissue disease, which can cause all sorts of painful and distressing symptoms, treated with steroids in an attempt to suppress her immune system, but 21 days later, off her medications, her symptoms improved with fasting and, more importantly, seemed to stay away. Cool anecdotal evidence, but still, you can build off of that. So does fasting work for mixed connective tissue disease? Well, as all we can say right now is, hey, at least it worked at least once. Is it replicatable? That would be nice. A similar success story was reported with fibromyalgia, women with pain. Why is it all women with pain? Well, I'll just leave that joke at the door. Could sustain activity on lots of drugs, but ended up symptom-free 24 hours later. How much pain were you really in then? And remained that way for at least a month later. But when a modified fasting regimen was tried on dozens of individuals, the benefits seen at 2 weeks largely disappeared by week 12. Nice. And you don't have to take a mittful of drugs. What about lupus? It's never lupus. The 45-year-old woman, again, remaining in pain despite her immunosuppressive drugs. Yep, there you go. Drugs, never the answer. If there's an actual cure out there, I think your body's probably got it. But then again, I've never run any clinical studies, so what do I know? But pain-free by the day pain-free by day 4 of fasting. Sorry, mind pooped the bed. And remained symptom-free for 1 year, before wiping them out again with a second fast. Nice. Now, note that it wasn't just fasting. By fasting, followed by a plant-based diet in an attempt to solidify gains. A strictly plant-based diet, zero animal protein alone, has been shown to control symptoms in at least some cases. Similar results have been produced by a carnivore-based diet as well, but alright. Same with sacroiliitis. All right, a common manifestation. It's so common that I've never seen that word before. Manifestation of ankylosing spondylitis, an autoimmune arthritis that primarily affects the spine. Cool. Causing back pain that can last for years. They tried all sorts of conventional therapies and drugs, but the pain still didn't go away. So they tried recommending the complete avoidance of animal food and saw a distinct, persistent improvement within days until he ate meat again. But back on a plant-based nutrition, he was off most drugs, almost completely free of symptoms. So at least in that case, inflammatory pain refractory to other treatment was abolished by eating healthier. So hey, at least it's worth a try. Yeah, I'd agree. And there's also other anecdotal evidence if you go completely in the other way and then you dispose of certain inflammatory foods as well and partake more in the meat and cheese side of things, you can accomplish similar results. But more importantly, just getting rid of the processed garbage that people consume on a daily basis, yeah, it's probably worth it. Autoimmune whatever, where your body attacks your own kidneys, is a common manifestation of lupus. In a case series of 29 patients who fasted for 60 hours and then just put on fruits and vegetables until they got better, described such remarkable recoveries that fasting, in their opinion, should be an essential part of treatment. Yeah, no, exactly. What about MS? Sufferers randomized to a fasting mimicking diet, meaning a modified fast that started out with an 800 calorie a day diet of fruit, rice, and potatoes. Yeah, that just kind of sounds like intermittent fasting, but alright. And then they spent a week sipping a few hundred calories of flaxseed oil and vegetable broth. That sounds like a different kind of treatment, but alright. Before transitioning to a plant-based Mediterranean diet. Over the next 3 months, they experienced a significant improvement in overall quality of life. They also tried a ketogenic diet, but that failed to offer clinically or statistically significant overall benefit. But again, you're just resuscitating and regurgitating a bunch of anecdotal evidence here, but then you're just trying to discount another anecdotally successful diet. What exactly are you going for here? And finally, chronic urticaria. Hives. Why don't you just go with hives, okay? You got a rash of itchy wheals and welts. All right. Started to improve on day 3 of a fast and completely disappeared by day 11. I'm sure they're not fasting for 11 days, but running a different cycle. This is consistent with the studies out of Germany and Japan that evidently show around a 75% effectiveness of such patients with what looks like some sort of tea with sugar diet. Oh, great. It's certainly worth giving fasting therapy a try, but of course fasting should only be done under trained medical supervision. Well, people eat a lot during the day, okay? You guys eat on a bodybuilder cycle. Oh, I gotta eat every 2 hours. Nah, not really. You can be incredibly successful if you intermittent fast, run a 16-8 schedule, skip breakfast. Great, wonderful. You're already intermittent fasting. You aren't gonna be missing out on much. Otherwise, you never know. You could have some hidden underlying kidney issue that could land you in a... That is never... ever gonna happen. What the heck are you talking about? You try fasting once and you can land in a coma or in the morgue? Get out of here, you fearmongers. You have to have your kidney function and electrolytes monitored to make sure that your body is up for the challenge? No. You can just give it a shot. You can start out with something as simple as 12 and 12 and then just work it up over time. See how your body responds to it that way. You don't have to be running blood tests in order to take control of your own diet. That's just garbage. I'm glad that they presented some evidence that fasting and eating a correct diet can help out with autoimmune diseases. This study really just kind of fell off a cliff at the end because we've seen other studies as well where ketogenic carnivore diets, paleo diets, Mediterranean-based diets all produce agreeable results, but just discounting them right on face value, I don't really know about that. But at least they understand that fasting is good for autoimmune diseases, something that's been theorized for a long time in that sort of community. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.